This is another project built using Cloud Code from the beginning to the end, and I'm going to walk you through the project. A few days ago, I said you should drop in the comments project products that you would love to see me build using Cloud Code. Just to show you how powerful AI tools are. If you're still sleeping on it, you have problems, you've identified certain things that you love to be able to do yourself, you can actually use AI to build it. Okay, so this is what I call job fits. So what's the function of job fields? It will tailor your CV for any jobs under 3 minutes. So you've identified or you've seen a job application and you have just one CV and you want to tailor that CV to meet the job description in question, you can actually use this platform I built. You can do that for just one job. You can also do for bulk application. One CV for four different job applications. So, and you want four different CVs at the same time. This platform will not just do that for you, will also give you gap analysis. We'll look at your CV, we'll look at the job description and identify gap analysis and what you can do while you're writing your cover letter or how to even prepare for the interview. So it's going to give you CV, gap analysis, and as well as the interview brief in 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes. So let me walk you through my thinking all through this project. So I started from Claude. You know, if you have been following me lately, I kind of love Claude now. So I went to Claude. I said, somebody describe this particular application. I want to build it using Claude Code. I need you to give me a full guide that I can use in Claude Code to build this. So Claude jumped into action and Claude gave me this. Okay, it gave me all this. I said a full product description. It gave me all this. Look at it. Because I mentioned that I would love to use Cloud Code to do it. It understands the Cloud Code framework and structure. So it created a cloud.md file, created the structure, created everything here for me in Claude after describing what I love to build, what I really want to build. So he gave me all this in Claude. You see, entire thing in phases, how Claude Code will attack it. So after doing this, I copied everything. I went to ChatGPT because I want a very good UI, a very good front end in terms of the design. So I copied all here and I said, please, I need the image for this description. So I pasted everything here and then ChatGPT, using their latest image model, image 2.0, converted everything written uh, from Cloud Code and it converted it to this. So it gave me this interface and I looked at it and I said, okay, this is good. I can actually use this. So I downloaded this image so that I can give Claude the direction in terms of the design. I don't just want it to, continue to design on its own. And then at the end of the day, maybe I won't like the design. So I actually created this image and then I went to Claude inside my Claude Code. Then I uploaded the image. So this is the image here in my Claude Code. And I said, here is the full guide that I want to build. So everything Claude gave me, I pasted here together with the image. Then I said, this is what I want to build. That was all. And then Claude started asking questions upon question. I was responding. It will ask how I want it. I will respond. And I just kept on responding and responding. You could see, and it was doing its own thing. And I tested it at some point. It wasn't working fine. So I had to prompt it again and say, you know what, this aspect is not working. At some point, I did a screenshot of the part that wasn't working. And it then, did what? Said, I will fix it for you. So it asked me that I would need a super base, for the database. Initially, I said I would love people to sign up, so that it can keep their record and users can sign up and still, retain what they've done initially. But I said no. If you've downloaded your CV, then you can just go. right? So I just left it open. So once you upload your CV, you upload the description, it will generate it and you can download it and you're fine. So, but if you want to use database, it can actually integrate Superbase or Firebase or whatever database you love. So it now requested for my Anthropic API key because AI is going to generate the new CV and then the job interview questions and the gap analysis. So I had to create a file called .env and then I put my Anthropic API key there to be able to do the job. And then started asking questions and question. At some point, I said, you know what? Instead of using database, why not just use a Google form to collect the people's email addresses, maybe just for lead generation. I said they shouldn't sign up, but at the same time, before you can see your CV, you should key in your email. So maybe what I'm thinking is when I'm actually launching, I will reach out to you since I've collected your mails. I'm thinking if I make this open and people start using it, at least they would love to just drop their mail and then get their CVs. So maybe later on, I need their emails to do something. So I said, let's use Google Form. And it led me all the way how I should set it up and then what's the pre-fill link that I should paste it back here. And then it went on and on till we're able to finish the project. So let me now demonstrate and show you how it works. So this is it here, right? So if you just come here without signing up rather, you click on start analysis and then you will be able to see a single application, a bulk application. So let me do bulk application so that you can see its powers. So I come to bulk application, I can drop my CV here, one CV for multiple jobs. So I created one CV here. It's going to extract the content of the CV here. Then I can paste the job descriptions here. You see, I can add more rows here. So let me go to Indeed. So this is, let me go to Indeed. So this is one job application for data analytics officer. I will put that here. All right, for the first job. So I can give it a title, uh, data analyst officer. Okay, that's the first job. Then I want to look for another job still on Indeed. This is lead data analyst here. So I will also copy, the job description. Like I'll copy everything here so that it can take it into consideration when I'm applying and even tell me if I'm a good fit or not. So this one is lead data analyst. Maybe I should just stop with the two and I pasted that here. So the next thing will just be what? Analyze all rows. So when you click on analyze all rows, it's going to generate the CVs and not just the CVs, it's also going to do the gap analysis and at the same time, give you sample interview questions that you can use to prepare. See, it's saying your applications are ready, and then just drop your email and then download my application. And it's downloading the file here. See, it's downloading the file. So I can download the file from here in a zip folder. Let me extract it and then we'll check out what is in there. So extract all. See, I have two folders here. One is data um, analyst officer. Let me open it. So can you see the gap analysis? Let me start from there and then up until the CV itself. So inside the gap analysis, it did it here. It said minimum requirement is 3 years and the CV shows only two short internship in the CV I uploaded. So it's going to give you the gap analysis for you to know where you stand regarding that job. The interview brief is going to give you questions, see, and then it suggested how you should respond to the questions too. So can you describe your experience and then the talking points? We've seen the two. And the main thing now, your CV. So let me open up the CV and it's going to show you, see, it's Jane Doe that I put there. And then it looked at the CV, tailored this one for the first job. Okay, so if I close this and then come back to the second job, which is the lead data analyst, is going to give me a different CV. This again, I did entirely using Cloud Code, just to show you how AI is that powerful. If you have anything at all you're thinking about, it's just for you to, fire it up, write down your stages, write down the steps, explain to Claude, let it give you the necessary skill or the full product research documents, and then you continue. If you want a good design, you can now do image to website now. Create it on Power on ChatGPT or Nano Banana. They've got very good image generation now. So you can do it there and then upload that image to Claude and say, build it to this taste. So you can just keep thinking of other things and then you can actually do this. So this is the second one out of five. So two down, three to go.